everyone. Welcome to our second episode here on the Tea Time Podcast with Tasya and Ashley. My name is Ashley Gaddis.
And I'm Tasia Patterson.
And we're so excited that you're here with us today. Our setting is a little different. I'm in Atlanta. Tasia's still in Mississippi. But we are going to do our little tea time virtually. And we're going to cheers to start this off. So cheers, Tasia.
Oh my God.
Today,
cheers.
we don't have 3 bags of tea. So, we're not going to have a potent green tea today, but we're not drinking green tea either. So, cheers.
Cheers. We're drinking a black tea.
Yeah, we're drinking a black tea. It's cold, but it's fine.
I was literally really just about to say, again, it's cold.
Here's our cups. Yeah.
Our monogrammed teacups.
This tea's actually really good.
I thought so too, right?
It's very smooth. I like it a lot. Okay, so we're drinking David's tea. This whole season we'll be drinking David's tea. So the health benefits of drinking black tea: it promotes your heart health, reduces the risk of a stroke, improves focus, lowers blood sugar levels, decreases the risk of some cancers, and y'all get this, it lessens the risk of death from all causes.
Dude, when I read that, I'm like, that is such a bold statement to say. Like, how can it possibly lessen the risk of death by like car accident or like,
from all death causes,
like all causes. Okay. Like that's just a really. And David's tea didn't say this. Like,
David's tea did not say this, but
Google said this. So
right. But yeah, when Tasia told me that, I was like, well, damn, everyone needs to be drinking this.
I love the improves focus. I mean, obviously the heart health and the low blood sugar and blood pressure levels is great, but I really need something to help with the cognitive, area. So anything that helps improve focus, I'm here for.
Yeah. And then the tea bags are really cute too.
They are so cute. They are really cute.
They're really cute.
Legit sewed the tags onto the tea bags, and it's just really cute.
Mm-hmm. And it's caffeinated. We love that.
It's even more caffeinated than green tea, actually.
We love a natural caffeination. Is caffeination a word, or did I just make that up?
No, I'm sure it's a word.
It's a word now, if it wasn't. Okay, so on our last episode, we talked about how we met, and if you missed it, we met at Ole Miss. And if you missed it, go watch it. It's very interesting. I don't want to leak too much, but you'll hear about Niagara Falls. You'll hear about green tea and how Tasia doesn't know how to make green tea because she uses 3 bags of it. Very potent, but yeah, go check it out. Today, we are going to talk about navigating major life changes. And I want to start by talking about the transition from college to post-grad. So one of the things that I wanted to kind of start off with today is the first oh shit moment after graduating college. Or, it could be high school too, but just like that first oh shit, what am I going to do next? Because I had that after graduation. I was like, okay, where do I go now? My lease ends in July. Where the hell do I go? And just like navigating into, you got to start interviewing for jobs. I started interviewing for jobs like before graduation, but still I didn't have a job when I graduated. So like I said, reverts back to that oh shit moment. What am I doing with my life now? But yeah, I don't know. How was your experience with that, Tasia? Like, did you go through that oh shit moment as well?
Yeah. And honestly, that time period was just like a really rough time for me. Like the adjustment with graduating itself, but also I was just going through some stuff like health-wise and relationships, like even with my family. So I initially moved home, like, I don't know, I actually moved with my dad, but I moved in with my parents. I moved with my dad and my stepmom, which I didn't like graduate from high school there. I lived with my mom in Atlanta. So it was just like, that was an adjustment in itself, like going to live with my dad for the first time in Ohio. And at the time I was like planning on going to nursing school. And I was waiting to hear back from Ole Miss.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You were trying to go to nursing school?
I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Right. So Ole Miss didn't have a nursing program.
program, right?
I went into college like with my like actual major being like, I don't know, it had to be I think it was exercise science, because I initially thought that I wanted to like go into nursing, and Ole Miss doesn't have a nursing program, so I was taking like my prereqs for nursing there, that I was eventually going to have to like go to Jackson and go to nursing school there, and I ended up not wanting to do that after 2 years. So like I changed my major to psych and neuroscience, and I kind of like was like had this plan to go on to Ole Miss's accelerated BSN track, but like even then I didn't really like know that that's what I wanted to do. It was kind of just something that like, I don't know, I was interested in those classes, and I liked the idea of like helping people. Nurses will always have a job. I think it was also something that like my parents, like maybe my dad, put into my head.
Right.
um so I didn't end up going into the Ole Miss accelerated program. I moved in with my dad. I was just kind of like going through it emotionally, like just my health was just not great.
Mm-hmm.
And when I kind of got my like emotions together and like realized, I don't know, maybe it was just like ending school that really like took a toll on me. But when I kind of like got my emotions together and realized I was gonna like start working and go, like I was gonna do that in Atlanta. I wasn't gonna stay with my dad where he was living in Ohio. I wanted to go
Right.
back home. But me and my mom were like not great relationship wise. Just, I don't know, just because I was emotional. I think she was probably emotional.
Mm-hmm.
But like we ended up reconnecting. So I went back to Atlanta and I started looking for jobs. And then I realized that like my first oh shit moment was realizing that people worked jobs they didn't want to work. I think
Oh
like
yeah.
seeing my friends and just like other people that I went to school with like take these jobs, like I would see on LinkedIn like so and so start a position here, and I'm like, I've never once heard this person be passionate about what they just took a
Right.
job doing. So like as I'm
Right.
going through the interview process, I'm like freaking out because I'm like, oh
This
my
is not
gosh, like
something I
all
want to
these
do.
people are, yeah, all these people are working jobs that they don't want to work. And then when I did start working my job, I was like commuting so far every day. I was talking to my dad about it. I had just taken this job and I was commuting to it. And I was telling him on the phone that like I was like, I cannot believe that people do this. Like they
Mm-hmm.
work all day, they commute hours and sit in traffic all day. And like my dad's just like, yep, like this is life. Like this is
Yeah. This
like
is real
what,
life. Welcome.
yeah. And that moment was my oh shit moment. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like I do not want to live a life that I like work a job that I hate working and
Mm-hmm.
commute an hour to get there and to go
Yeah,
to
that's
somewhere that I
wild.
hate. Like I
Right.
don't know, and just realizing that was so like
Oh
depressing for
shit.
me. Yeah, and like because I was just like, no, I don't know. That was my oh shit moment though. That even my own dad
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah, like this is like normal." And I'm like, "For who?
This
Like
is
not for
right.
me." Like I can't live like this. So that
Right.
was my first oh shit moment. Like I got to do something to like make myself happy because I was like in that moment
Yeah.
so depressed.
I think mine was no, I definitely have like agree with you. Like the oh shit's like you talking about having to commute to work. Even though I when I started my position, I've always been work from home, so it's a little different. But in terms of waking up every morning doing the same shit Monday through Friday, and that's like like oh shit, this is my life now. Like I don't really have anything to look forward to. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just the same thing over and over again until unless you have like PTO and you have a trip, with your friends. Like that's what I look forward to. And that's actually kind of sad.
With that, I think school, like it's easy to have that graduation moment being like your end goal, that like,
Mhm.
you know how you were just saying like you don't feel like you have anything to look forward to, like in school you're always looking forward to graduation, so it's like there's something there. With your
Right.
job it's like, I don't know,
It
like
just
what
it,
are
it just
you.
feels like there's never end like it's never going to end. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
there is no
exactly.
ending thing. Like unless you go to a different company. But
Where you create your dream job and dream life for yourself.
yeah, I mean, I'm not in like what I went to school for. I went to school for integrated marketing. Well, we had a thing called IMC that almost had, so but it stands for Integrated Marketing and Communications. And then I minored in business and specialized in sports promotion and communications. Like I wanted to be the girl in sports. I wanted to be on the TV. Like, but here I am. I'm working from home on a computer all day, talking to mostly men, CEOs, CIOs.
So wait,
And
why do you think you didn't go into that?
well, within sports, from my understanding, like at the time when I had graduated, was that you had to get an internship and to get your foot in the door. And I didn't have time to do an internship and not make any money. Like bills were coming up. I wanted to get out of Mississippi and I I didn't want to have to rely on my parents, and I was like a year internship is like a long time. I feel like I could have done it, but I just was like thinking right out of college, like I need a full-time job. I need a 401k. Had no idea what that was, but now I do. But like I need to start putting stuff in my 401k. I need, a check coming every 2 weeks. So I kind of put that on the back burner. And I do regret it sometimes, but it is so hard for women to make it in the sports industry, and now so many people want to do it now, so it's like really flooded, and it's just really hard to kind of like make a living out of that, if that makes sense. That's from my understanding though, but obviously like there's women out there that are killing it, not me.
Okay,
So
wait. So I have a question with that. So
yeah.
something that I had like in my notes for today was like I don't feel like there's enough talked about on the role that like people's parents or like older
Hmm.
siblings or just some kind of mentor like plays in our lives like when we're graduating from college. Like
Hmm.
me, my parents didn't go to school. I'm the oldest sibling. So for me, no one was like guiding me in terms of like, okay, these are the
Hmm.
steps that you need to take after school to like secure a job.
Right.
And my parents weren't like making these connections
Right.
to like have me an internship lined up. But I think now looking back and even just hearing you say that like there's an internship, like you have to gain some kind of experience to go into that role. Do you think things would have like played out differently if you had somebody in your life who had like gone that path or just even like gone through the process of graduating school and realizing like how you're realizing now that there's an internship and like maybe I should have done it and maybe I should have been relying on my parents if they were able to do it or um just like gone that route? Do you think if you had somebody like guiding you, telling you that that's like the way that you just need to do it, like hey, like I know this is going to suck but you need to like go the internship route. You need to either like have money saved that you're doing or like that you can put
Hmm.
towards that, or if your parents are able to like financially provide, maybe look into some like I don't know, fine aid or something. Do you think that
Right.
was if that was like explained to you, do you think you would have like gone that route if you would have had that guidance?
I don't know. I feel like my parents would have supported me if had decided to go the internship route. But I am so like I don't want to have to rely on anyone else. So I don't even think that I would even want to go that route, to be honest, if they even offered. I don't know.
Or what if it
It's
was
kind of
something
hard to
that you had
say.
to like work like a like bartend or do something
Right.
like at a different hour during the internship, and if
That's
somebody
true.
was
Yeah.
just like there to like tell you that like
I would
basically if
definitely
you
have
want
done
to
that.
end up, yeah, so like if you had the
Yeah.
guidance and someone's telling you like I know this is going to suck and you don't want to go the
Mhm.
internship route, but like if you want to make it in this industry, like it's just
Right.
like it has to be done.
Yeah.
um you think, yeah, if you had that guidance you would have maybe made a
I
different decision?
okay,
And
yeah,
so
if you since you put it like that, I definitely would, because like I would have been happy, like I wouldn't mind like waitressing, bartending and stuff like that.
right,
So,
so you just
no.
needed that like that insight.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like if you put it that way, yeah. I think, but see, in college, they don't, I don't know, you go to school for your degree and they don't tell you how hard it is. Like once you graduate, like, yes, you have this degree, but like, we're going to throw you into the wolves. Like, they don't really prepare you for like interviews. I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
because
Did you
college
feel that
itself
way?
is like, yeah, of course, because like except for those those specific careers that like you're going to the next stage of school. Like if you want to be a doctor, like you're going to med school. If you're going to be a lawyer, like you're going to law school. Like
Right.
the other careers, or even nursing and like stuff like that. But like I know accounting does a really good job of it too. Like our accounting program,
Yeah.
especially at Ole Miss, like set them up with internships. Like that was just like a part of their like
Mm-hmm.
course
Right.
schedule. But yes, we have to remember though that like college is itself like a business. It's like a huge business. So like
Yeah.
society promotes kids going to school and having no idea what they want to do afterwards. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like it's a money making machine. So like knowing that what I know now, I'm not surprised at the way that it works, but like it just goes to show how important it is to have like mentorship in your life, like
Mm-hmm.
somebody to tell you and explain to you like they don't care if you graduate on time, if you take extra classes, like they
No,
want
because
you
they're making
really.
more money.
Exactly. So like just
Yeah.
letting you know like look, let's take the core classes that you need for whatever the degree you choose is, and then just know that like just because you're getting a degree in something like I don't know, just maybe helping even people be more conscious about making degree decisions, because I feel like
Right.
we need to know what are the available careers for us
Careers.
like in that
Exactly.
field. And
Mm-hmm.
it's such
And
a
how much
young
money you're gonna
age.
make too.
Right. But honestly, to expect this of like an 18-year-old who's going into college, we're asking like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want to
What's your
do for the
major?
rest of
Right.
your life? Yeah, basically, when we ask your major, we're basically asking you like, what career options do you want available to you in your
Right.
life?
Uh-huh.
And I mean, and not necessarily, but like that's the way that we're like programmed to think about it. So it's just kind of, I don't know. I'm very grateful for like the way that I feel like I understand it now, but
Right.
also I feel like a bunch of people just get fucked. Like honestly.
I mean, I when I started school, I was a journalism major. Like I said, I wanted to do sports journalism. And then I changed it because I'm like, it's so like it's just journalism. Like if it doesn't work out, I don't have anything else to run to, you know? So that's why I changed it
Yeah,
to marketing because it's so broad and there's a lot that I could do with marketing. I mean, shit, I'm in sales now, but like I don't know if I know anyone who's actually using their majors unless they're nursing or accounting.
right, cuz those are things that like specifically you're going into
Right.
that like field of career.
Field.
Yeah, people made me feel that way, like the way that you just described with journalism. People would like have that reaction when I
Right.
would tell people I'm a psychology major, because it's like, what do you, I mean, yeah, there are psychiatrists, psychologists, like school psychologists and stuff, which was like all thoughts in the back of my head, but it was like, I don't know. I didn't really want to be a psychologist. Like, I don't really think I can handle taking on other people's feelings and emotions. Like, I'm a very empathetic person. I feel like it would really affect me. But I enjoyed the coursework, and I was like, if I'm going to be going to school here, I like want to be interested in the stuff that I'm learning about. And that
Right.
kind of fucked me, because it's like, what am I going to do with it now? But it's honestly helped me in so many, like really job wise, like what is it going to do for me? But it's really helped me in
Right.
so many like personal ways and relationship ways.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like I'm grateful for it, but I don't use my degree in the sense that like it doesn't support like the job that I have. And it's like
Right.
that's annoying too though, because
It's like you paid all this money to get this freaking degree and you're not even using it.
and jobs are just taking people with any degrees essentially, because like
Right.
I don't know, and that is just showing the system also like they really don't care what you graduate with if you're not like in
It's
this
like
category of things that you're going to be doing. It's just like
right.
you just have to go get a degree. You have to go pay this into
Mm-hmm.
like this institution this much money.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, that
That's a whole that's a whole like another conversation
spiel.
about how it's so expensive to freaking go to college and to get a degree. Like that is a whole
Literally.
another conversation for another day for sure. But yeah, long story short, we went and got our degrees and we don't fucking use them.
Exactly.
So yeah, finding our new passion after college. This one is a tricky one, I feel like, because for me, I quit cheering my sophomore year. And so from then, I kind of was like a lost dog in a sense. I'm like, this this hobby, I guess we could call it, has been a part of my life for like 14 years. And people know me as a cheerleader. And now, since I'm not cheering, who the hell am I? Like, what do I do? I don't have to wake up for 6 a.m. workouts. I don't have practice. I have a life now. Um, so it was kind of hard to find my passion and what I truly, something that I truly enjoyed and looked forward to doing, I guess. Um,
And
so,
cheer took up so much of your time, so it was like
right.
hard for you to build other passions or stuff like that, like outside
Hmm.
of cheerleading, because it was such like a big part of your life. So you struggled with finding a new passion, not just like after graduation, but like after you stopped cheering.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And once I stopped cheering, though, I started doing lashes. And that was something that I enjoyed doing. Granted, it made me money. That's why I also liked doing it. But it was like, it was like my own art in a sense. I was very proud of, after I got done with the set. So that I did that for a little bit. And then when I moved to Atlanta after graduation, I stopped doing it because one, um, I started my job, my work from home job, sales job. And I didn't have time. It's a 9 to 5. I can't just lash people. I mean, I could, but like realistically, you want to be lashing all day. Um, and so it was hard. I mean, now, we have this podcast, and I started working with Tasia with her social media for her brand. And so that was something that I was really thankful for, that she had like brought me in, because I was still in that lost zone of finding something like a hobby that I really enjoyed and looked forward to doing. And so once I started the social media accounts for her brand, it was something that I like. After work, I took a break, and then my late night came. It was late night, and I was like, "Oh, I get to work on like a reel or edit, a post or something." So that was kind of kickstarted everything. And then the podcast came around, and Tasia asked me if I was interested, and I was like, "Yes, I'm so interested." Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is like my new hobby now. Like, I'm so, I don't know. I have something to look forward to now. And I feel like I've been lost for a while. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know
I
if
love
lost
that.
is the right word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, just looking for something that like brings you some joy, like
Right.
some genuine something to look forward to. Okay, so
Hmm.
I have a question before I talk about my like finding my passion and stuff.
Right.
I heard you say that you had it when you moved to Atlanta, you had started your job and that's what like caused you
Hmm.
to not continue to do lashes and stuff. Earlier I
Hmm.
heard you say, like I heard you mention that you were really looking for a job because you knew you needed to be like adding into your 401k, knew you needed
Hmm.
insurance, all these things. So like is that the kind of stuff that played a factor into you deciding to like take a corporate job versus going into and like just going out on a limb and starting your lash company on your own, because like you wouldn't essentially have benefits and stuff like that?
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. And not to call out my parents, um, but I feel like they were big on like, you're gonna end up needing health insurance. You're gonna need a 401k. Um, so it was like the benefits of having a corporate job. I felt like my parents kind of put that on me and expected me to have, because I mean, lashes, like, you can make a lot of money. Like, realistically, I could probably be making more money doing lashes than my corporate job right now.
Right.
But that's another conversation. But no, I definitely, um, and I'm not blaming my parents or anything like that.
No,
Like,
and
I
I
do,
was just gonna say
yeah,
it's not even just your parents. Like my
right.
parents essentially, pushed that same thought, but like society is pushing that thought on our parents. Like especially their
Oh, yeah, for
generation,
sure.
they're very like it's instilled in them that like they need to depend on a company to provide them like insurance and like a savings, like a guaranteed,
Uh-huh.
like, you know, whatever. But it's like, what if somebody were to preach to us the opposite thing? Like, what if somebody was to be like, look, you can make more money doing lashes. With that, you can go get your own health insurance through, you know, the Fed or whatever, and you can like, you don't have to essentially have a 401k right now. You can be putting money away. Like, go talk to a financial
Personally,
advisor,
like
figure out,
right.
yeah, how you can set yourself up personally. Like, instead of depending on a company to match like a certain percentage of like what we're
Mm-hmm.
saving, like we could just be saving all of our money, like it be all of ours, but
Mm-hmm.
it's more because like you said yourself, like you could probably be more making more money doing lashes, and like I second that. So it's like we
Mm-hmm.
had this in our ear instead of this, because this is
Right.
risky, like really risky.
Yeah, this
But
is risky.
would it
You don't
have
need to
brought
do it. You just need to be
happiness?
safe. Right.
Yeah. And so
It
like I don't know, it's just sad to me to realize that like that we're coming to this realization now that like, damn, maybe we should have made this other decision, or like, I don't know. I think about it though, like we're being like, I don't know, trained to
cautious.
think that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
It's and I do agree like society is pushing this on our parents and stuff, but I think with our generation things are going to change, to be honest, just because like we think completely differently. And now with people making money on TikTok and social media and like influencers and brand ambassadors, like they're making so much money, and we realize that we see it, but like
Yeah.
our parents don't really see it either. So I feel like when you're a parent, but like when I become a parent, like I know like I'm going to support whatever my kid wants to do, whether it be a corporate job or they want to do their own thing. Because I know the benefits of both. So I think going into it, for the future, that's something to think about. You know, not having to have a corporate job, like you're gonna be okay. Like lashes, like shit, I'd be balling. You know,
Yeah. We can't be so scared of something that like we
right.
run the other
Hold
way, you
ourselves
know? And like
right, that we hold
that's
ourselves back.
essentially what we do with like taking corporate jobs or just any, I don't know, any kind of job that like doesn't bring you this happiness, or, you know,
Fulfillment.
whatever you, if you're doing something you don't want to do, yeah, and you even had something that could have been another option, like that's sad to me
Hmm.
that like, I don't know, we're taught to kind of like think a different
A
way
certain
than
way.
like no.
Right.
But it is nice, like you said, we have people now that are making money and it's in our faces on social media.
Hmm.
There
We
can
see it.
obviously be like cons to that. Yeah, like there's
Yeah.
emotional distress from that, I'm sure. But it does also provide insight, and like it's also showing us. So it's like basically how we choose to look at it. If we like, and it's a little of both for me, honestly. I get depressed by seeing it because I'm like, damn, like
Yeah.
I could be making so much money, but I'm also like, damn, TJ, like you can be making some money. Like, let's make some money. So, like, I don't
Right.
know. I'm thankful for like seeing it, you know, obviously to a degree.
So our next topic is healing after a breakup. Ah,
Yes.
yay. My favorite topic, and I'm so good at it because I'm single and been through so many fucking situations that it's crazy. But yeah, healing after a breakup. Rip the band-aid off. Go for it,
No, I mean,
Tasia.
okay, obviously, Ashley, I don't know. I guess it's not obvious to everybody, but she's just like made it clear that she's gone through some rough breakups. I know of one
Hmm.
personally that affected you deeply.
Right.
I don't know, what can you share of like, do you feel like you're healed? First of all, let's just go there. Do you feel like you're still healing, or do you feel like you're healed from, I don't know, however many breakups? You may think I'm speaking of like one in particular, but like in general,
But
do
you're
you
just
think that you're
asking in
healed?
general.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think I'm still going through the healing process, to be honest. I am in a better place. Like I feel like every year I want to say, like not each day because I'm kind of past that. But I would say every year I get um, into the more healing, I guess. It's hard just because they say, I think this is really relevant, but I don't know. I'm kind of interested to hear your thoughts on it. It's like you've got to find someone else to kind of get your mind off of that previous person, if that makes sense. Because right now I'm comparing everyone to my past. You're going to get over him, but it's kind of like you got to date someone else and you'll never think about that person again. Because like you'll find someone that's like a healthy relationship and like it will be a good breakup versus a breakup that's I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but I disagree. I think that, like you said, you're comparing. So like I
Hmm.
think that honestly, dating somebody else can cause you to think about this person even more
Yeah.
because you're like being reminded of reasons that this person's different than this person. I don't know, instead of just like not even opening up that part of your brain, that part of your heart, that like that emotional like toolbox is, I think, kind of needs to be like dormant. And like, I don't know, I feel like people really push right now loving yourself, finding yourself
Hmm.
before getting into another relationship. And I'm not saying like don't go on dates or like don't go
Right.
have fun, like don't go meet people. I'm just saying getting into like a committed
Serious
relationship with
relationship.
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um and going
It
through
just
like, I don't think
scares
it's
me.
necessary to go through a good breakup and not like in order to get over this past
Hmm.
traumatic breakup. I don't think, I don't know, like what, who's the guarantee that's going to be a good breakup? Because maybe that
Yeah.
person's going to have like a really hard time with it because they were really into you, and like for you this is a
Hmm.
good and easy walk away, but like this person's like devastated, like that's, you know, not good for the other person either. So
Right. I'm definitely still healing, I would say. I, um, but I'm in the process of loving myself, and feeling confident again. And I want to say, like, this past year, I've really gained that confidence. I lost some weight, got a boob job, woo woo, go me. And so I don't know. It feels good to look in the mirror and feel confident just because I think growing up, just with cheer and my past relationships, like with the cheating and stuff, like I never felt confident. Like I was always like looking in the mirror, like, why me? Like, what's wrong with me? But I had to come to the realization that it wasn't me that was something wrong. Like it wasn't me that was making them want to do all this like cheating and stuff. Like it was just like that's them. That's on them. And it had nothing to do with me. So it took a while for me to process that. Like it nothing to do with you, Ashley. Like you're fine and like you can't blame yourself for someone to cheat on you. You can't.
see, but even the things that have healed you are like things for yourself. Like you just said,
Mhm.
like you feel like the lost weight and the boob job have given you like confidence, like your physical
Mhm.
appearance. So like that's
Right.
something that you changed about yourself for yourself, and now you look in the mirror and you're happy with yourself. So like
Right.
it has nothing to do with you being in another relationship that's bringing you
Relationship.
that confidence. You know what I
Happiness.
mean?
Yeah. Mhm. No.
So really, it's just
And
like healing yourself and your thoughts about
yeah.
yourself.
No, for sure. And I think another thing too to come to like realize is that you can't rely on someone else for happiness. Like I went through a stage where I was like, if I'm not with this person, like I don't know how I'm gonna live. Like I don't know how I'm gonna make it through life without this person. Like, wake up, bitch. You're gonna be fine. I mean, like to kind of go into the nitty gritty. So, like in high school, I was in an abusive relationship. Shit was really bad, and at that time, like I wanted to kill myself. Like I tried taking pills because I I couldn't be with this person because like my parents didn't approve. Obviously, he beat the shit out of me. So like why would they approve? But I was so mad at them that I wanted to be with this person even though he beat the shit out of me. Like why? So and like with all of that, I wish that, looking back now, I talk to my sister about this all the time because during that time she was kind of like my real like my rock, I would say. It's just like during that time you don't feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like I was like, I'm not going to be with this person. I'm done. Like, knowing that, like, I still had college. Like, I wish that I could see the future, but I'm glad I didn't because I feel like I'm the person who I am today because of the past stuff that I've been through. But like, I became
Mm.
a cheerleader. Like, that's crazy, you know? And I'm proud of that. Like, I was so down bad in high school. Like, my parents were like, what are we going to do with her? Like, is she like, they were terrified. And honestly, like, I give kudos to my parents because I was a crazy bitch back then. Like, crazy. And I'm sure one day I'll be able to tell this story in detail, but like when I tell people about it, they think it's fake. Like they think I'm making it up. But my high school friends can vouch for me. Like, like I really did go through it. So I don't know.
See, but that, like, hearing you say that and talk about that, like, and how you wish you could like go back and like let yourself see the future and just like
Hmm.
learn things sooner, like that's all growth. Like you've grown
I
so
know.
much like during that time, and like you were young, like you're a 16,
So young.
17-year
Yes.
old. Like
So
we
young.
can't expect at that age for us to have the mindset that we have at 25 years old, you know?
That's very
So
true.
you're like, give yourself some grace. You're like almost a
Hmm.
full decade later.
Yeah.
Like you've grown
It's
so
crazy.
much. Like, so to hear you talk about that experience, like I had no idea about that. But clearly you've grown.
Yeah.
Clearly you've
Yeah.
healed from things that you've
Yeah. I've
gone
healed from
through. So
that.
like
Hmm.
definitely like, so you are on your healing journey, girl. You are on your healing journey.
I'm on it. We're going up, up. So yeah, it's 2024. She's about to be almost full circle healed. We're getting there. She's creeping, creeping. So
We're always there, I feel like though. Like we're always like on a journey. It's like I feel like always going to
yeah.
be a climb. So, but
Hmm.
you're to like I feel like you're having realizations, just like even hearing yourself say like you wish you could have allowed yourself to like see the future, so like maybe you wouldn't have, things wouldn't have been so down bad down then because you like knew it was going to happen. But like that's part of, I don't know, and hear myself talk about it now, it sounds like, oh, I'm talking about this so simply, but I definitely go through those periods even now where I like things just seem really dark and like you don't see the end of the tunnel, but it's like it's
Hmm.
always like beautiful to think back on the moments that you were really down bad and now looking at your life with such a bright light. Like that's awesome.
Yes, I'm happy where I'm at today for sure, but it just worries me though because like I have a nephew. He's 16, or he's about to turn 16 next week, and it just scares me because the kids, when they're 16 right now, they're exposed to so much more things, and it just terrifies me because I don't want him or my niece to feel the same way that I did when I was at that age going through the stuff that I was. And he, he's really into baseball, he's really good at it, so it's kind of the same thing, but I just kind of want to be like wrap my arms around them and hug them, and but at the same time it's like you have to go through those experiences to grow, you know
To learn, literally.
but to learn. And in those situations it's like you got to learn for yourself. My sister's really good about um being there. She's a great mom, and her kids are very comfortable talking to her and stuff, and she knows that she saw me basically unfold, and she's seen everything. So I think now she's like got a good sense of what can happen to a 16-year old.
No, that's good though. Like even me as a parent, like I've definitely had those moments in my life. So like yes, I'm terrified for my daughter. I'm
Hmm.
like honestly terrified. But at the same time, I do realize that like she is going to have to learn certain things on her own because there's things that
Hmm.
my mom tried so hard to protect me from that like
Yes.
I was not having it at all. So like I
Right.
think I just know, and it's easy for me to say that now. She's almost 2, so like I'm not dealing with these things right now, but like I
Uh-huh.
hope I keep that same like mindset of just like certain things just let her ride this one out. Like obviously there's going to be the things that like if it's like a life or death thing, something like where you need to
Right.
step in. But like some of the things, I'm just going to let it ride, I think, because I
Hmm.
know that like doesn't matter what I say to her or,
She's got to do it
whatever.
anyway.
Yeah, there was no convincing me in or out of certain things. So like
Literally same. And guess what? If you told me no, I'm gonna find a way to do it anyway. Like,
And even if it's not even what I really want to do, like one so like such a small thing was like me dyeing my hair. At one point I
uh-huh.
like asked my mom to do it and she told me no, and I didn't even really want to do it that bad, like, but I just literally went to the store and got a box of dye anyway and had my friend do it just out of spite, like because like you're not going to tell me I can't dye my own hair.
Right.
So that's
Right.
the kind of shit that I'm like I'm just gonna let her dye her hair. Like honestly, like I'm not
Right.
about to have this whole fallout about that. But whatever.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I don't know. I think it was harder too because my mom is from Korea, so she moved to the United States when she was 21, so she didn't grow up the way like she Korea's a different lifestyle, school's different, everything's different. My dad, he's older, so like completely different generations, and it was just a lot of clashing. And I was like, my friends get to do
Yeah.
this, but why can't I do this? Like, what? Are you kidding me? I didn't give a
Hmm.
shit. I did it anyway. I did not give a shit. Like, yeah, I didn't give a shit.
And exactly, that's like what I'm terrified for. Like I just know I have it coming for me, and Javon has no idea. Like he has no clue at
No, but I
all.
feel like y'all are gonna. I don't know. I love my parents. Like everyone, I love my parents, but I just wish they were more understanding of my feelings at the time and like what I was going through. Because I shut them out completely. When like during high school when I was going through that whole relationship, and I think y'all are like for you and Javon though. I feel like one thing I don't know to keep in mind is like I just want my kids to be very open with me, like, and I don't want them to feel like they can't tell me anything because that was me. I couldn't tell my parents a lot of stuff, and we talk about it now, and they feel bad. Like we wish that you were comfortable with us enough to tell us like the things you were going through. Um, and I just wish I had that. I didn't have any. I didn't. I felt like I went through a time period where I didn't have my parents, and I feel like it's
Yeah,
important
no, I
to keep an open mind.
it is. No, and I will. And I honestly was fortunate. My mom, I was very open with her. After a certain age, she kind of just like gave up on the sense of like control and was like, "Look, I don't care what you do, but like I need you to like be truthful with me about things because I was like sneaking out and telling her I was going places,
Yeah.
like telling her I was staying down the street, but really I would be like in a city an hour and a
I
half away."
literally did the same shit. I
Yeah.
would tell my parents that I would tell my mom that I was at my friend's house down the street. My ass was in fucking Oxford, 4 hours away.
See, yeah, and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff is like, in looking back now, I can see how that's obviously a problem. Like, you
right.
need to be
Like
able
if
to, if
something
we go
happened,
missing or something, yeah, she needs to be able to tell them, like, my
right.
last
Uh
known
huh.
location. And, like, as a teenager, I just wasn't thinking about it like that. So I think that, like, after that moment that she told me, like, okay, I'm going to stop telling you no, because, like, it was like I was only lying because she wasn't letting me do things. So it was like, when she
Right.
stopped telling me no and she would just let me do like the things that I told her I wanted to do,
Right.
she was like, and I realized I could be open with her. I stopped lying to her. Like I let her, so that I learned like, okay, like obviously her being open and just being okay with, certain things, or just like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, allowing me to be open about things. Um, I don't know if that's necessarily like the best route to go, but I definitely will keep an open, like I want her to be like able to come and talk to me about things. I'm not gonna like, I don't know, be like so strict to the point where like you can't tell me you're drinking in high school, or you can't,
Right.
you smoked weed. Like at least I don't know. I want to know. I just want to
No.
make sure
Right.
that you're getting it from the right places. It's not laced. Like there's just so much shit that you don't think about when you're a kid that like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, just like be honest with your parents so we can just be safe,
Right. Right. And no, I completely agree. And like I've learned things like I'm gonna raise my kids differently. Um, and I think my parents, wish they could go back and change some things, but I definitely think that it's really important where your kids feel comfortable being able to tell you stuff. And, if they do, then more than likely they're not going to do shit out of
Lie to
spite.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I had no business lying to my parents telling them I'm down the street, but I'm in Oxford. Like my mama thinking, she's like, when are you coming home? And I'm like, I'll be home like in 5 hours. Like,
That's
probably not a
crazy.
good
I thought
idea.
mine was crazy.
Yeah.
I was going to Winder, which was like an hour and a half from my house, but like to go to Oxford is crazy. Like
No,
not calling you
because
crazy to do it. It's just
oh
like
yeah, no.
wild that like
But
your kid could be so far away and that as a teenager we don't
and
think
you
there's
don't even
anything
know
wrong
it.
with that.
Right. So the next topic that we have is marriage and starting a family. Clearly, we only have one person on this podcast that can relate to that. So I do want to ask, were you that girl like had a Pinterest board of like your future wedding? Like, did you always see yourself getting married? Or was there a time where you were like, I don't think I'm ever going to get married, you know?
Yeah. There was definitely a time that I don't know, I didn't really view marriage as a necessity. I'll say that. Like I was very much a relationship girl. Honestly, I was always in a relationship, but
Hmm.
it was never like in my mind like honestly like I wasn't like consciously thinking about like no, I didn't have a Pinterest board. I wasn't like putting together like I would look at rings from time to time, but I didn't have dresses. I didn't have like
Right.
all these like
The
party
flower
like
arrangements
yeah,
already.
no.
Yeah.
I didn't have that stuff. That wasn't me. Honestly though, like I I didn't view marriage as a necessity. I knew I always wanted to have kids and have a family with somebody, but it was like the institution of marriage itself. I think because I didn't like view that growing up, like my mom did get remarried after me and my dad, but they ended up getting divorced and then she never remarried. And then my dad and my stepmom had been together forever, literally since I was like 2 years old, but they didn't get married until I was in college. So I had witnessed their relationship be completely fine without like the institution of marriage. So like for me, I don't know. I didn't like grow up like being like, I
You
can't
knew
wait to
that
get
you could
married.
be, right. You knew that you could
I
be with someone and not having to put that title of marriage on it.
yeah, which is like I don't know. I don't know. Like that's just like I feel like there's a whole other religious side of things that like
Right.
wasn't really like big in my life at the time. So like really it was just like never really a necessity for me. But I
Hmm.
did know that I wanted to start a family like and I would like that to be with, you know, the same person. So
Right.
that was a thing for me. That was important.
Right. Did you like how was it like when you found out that you were pregnant with Remy? Like was that an oh shit moment for you? Like how was
Absolutely,
it?
absolutely. Okay, but it was different than the oh shit moment that I've had with this pregnancy. So I will say I
Uh-huh.
experienced something like I've never experienced with Remy. Like I was just sitting there one night and I was late for my period, but my period always fluctuated like within a couple of days. Like it wasn't like a
Right.
huge deal if I like didn't get my period for like 2 days.
Uh-huh.
And then one night, it had been like 5 days. And then one night, literally, a feeling just came over me. Like, I just knew this, like, all knowing feeling that, like, I was pregnant with a girl.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know, I had a flash of a moment that, like, I
That's crazy.
genuinely knew to the point I didn't even take a test. I just knew. And
Cause you just knew.
I had my friend's bachelorette party coming up. And I like didn't want to take the test because I didn't want to see it before this party, but like I already knew that I was pregnant. So like at the party, I'm like not drinking, and my friends are like, why are you not having fun? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I really think I'm pregnant. And my friend was like, bullshit. And I was like, no, like I'm being so serious. Like I really think I'm pregnant. And she was like, let's go take a test. So I literally went and took a test at my friend's bachelorette party with two of my friends, and like we literally found out that I was pregnant together. But I had already known, like honestly, I had, and I hadn't told Javon yet. So Javon was in training camp at the time, so I
Right.
like didn't want to like fuck with his focus. So I was like,
You're like,
literally
hey,
waited. I literally waited 3 weeks to tell him, and he was
you
so
waited three
like,
weeks.
I know because he
I
was in camp.
girl, I would have called that man so fast. I'm
I
pregnant.
wanted to so many
I
times. I
couldn't wait
really
three
did.
weeks. I couldn't wait 3 weeks.
Is that not crazy? I really waited that long.
Yeah, that is really crazy because I could never wait that long ever.
Honestly, this pregnancy was the most oh shit. Like, cause I literally like just wasn't thinking. And looking back, I did miss a period, but like I was so stressed. I had so much going on that I really wasn't focused. I wasn't thinking about tracking my period. And then I just started getting really sick. And I would like
Yeah.
told Javon like I think I might be pregnant. Like I'm so baffled by this as well, but like
Did
yeah,
you
that
know
was
that you were
probably
pregnant? Did you? I guess you knew that you were pregnant when you were in the hospital for a little bit when you were dehydrated, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually was diagnosed with HG. I really don't know how to pronounce like the full terms of this word, but it's like literally consistent nausea, like morning sickness lasts
Uh
all
huh.
day and you can't keep food down. So like I actually really did have something wrong with me. I forgot I told you I was pregnant after that, so I didn't even think
Yeah.
to tell you.
But
But
you
yeah,
knew
they
that
were
you were
related.
pregnant. Yeah. Okay. And so
Yeah.
with that
HG.
HG,
Mhm.
is that only come up when you're pregnant, or like will you have it forever? Like even after you're
No,
like after you?
it's a pregnancy diagnosis. It's like a
Oh, okay.
pregnant person who literally can't keep food down and is like
Yeah.
continuously. I'm like getting kind of sick talking about it because I was
Okay, we
so
can stop talking
sick
about it.
at that
No,
point.
y'all, she was
It was
she
bad.
was so sick, y'all. Like very, very sick. I was worried for a second.
This
And
pregnancy is really different. I throw up all the time. Like I'm in almost my third trimester and I literally just got sick last week. And like I was getting sick every single day and just like going back to normal life. Like and it's just
that's
now
so
become like a
crazy.
weekly thing. I was never sick with Remy at all.
See, that's also that what throws me off is like when you have multiple kids, like your pregnancies are all different. Like you don't have the same experiences.
And
And
these
they
are
say
both
that,
girls.
I know, and they say that like, if you have a boy, if you have a girl, it can be completely different, which is wild to me.
I
Like this
really
whole
thought I was having a
pregnancy
boy.
thing, like a whole pregnancy, like the thought of it just blows my mind. Like how the
It
woman's
really
body changes and like how we can
incredible.
literally push a baby out of our hoo-haws. Like what? Like oh my gosh. I was watching this is so random, but I was watching like a TikTok like compilation of like different videos of husbands or like guys watching like their significant other give birth, and like the guys are like throwing like gagging, and I was like, if my man does this while I'm giving birth, I'm kicking him out. Like you
Javon did
better
so
be
good. He
like
really
I'm
did.
gonna
He
be
was like so
screaming and holding
impressed.
your hand. Really? Well, that's good
Yeah. Or
because
he thought it
these
was
men
cool.
were
He
like,
like thought it was so cool.
well, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good. At least he's not over here in the back like, like
Yeah,
these
no,
guys
he
were.
wasn't. He really thought it was cool. But I was like
Yeah.
in so much pain. I'm like, this is not cool. Like this shit needs to like wrap
Well,
it up.
see, right, right. Well, see, that's, I think one thing that I'm terrified is since I'm on birth control, I don't have periods. So when will I ever, like, I
No.
can't miss a period. Right. I can't miss a period because I don't have one. So, like,
Yeah, that really
when
stressed
will
me
I
out with the
know?
IUD. I got an IUD right after Remy and I got it. I had it for like a year. And
Hmm.
that really stressed me out with Remy was like, how do I know if I'm pregnant or not?
Right, right.
But I guess you'll
Well,
start showing symptoms because I missed my period and I didn't realize I was pregnant. And then
did you
you start
have
having
like,
other symptoms.
yeah, what were your other symptoms?
I was literally throwing up. I would wake up and
Oh,
be like so
dreamy.
sick. Yeah, and I don't know, I was eating a lot. Like I don't know, things were starting to connect. The dots were starting to connect, and I was like, "Oh
Right.
shit!"
Things were adding up.
Again,
Things were
once
adding.
again, oh shit.
Oh
Had a
man,
lot of these
but
oh shit moments in my life, honestly.
right. I'm sure my oh shit's moment coming. I'm sure it's coming soon, but
You
um
don't feel like you've had an oh shit moment?
no, I definitely have. Who the fuck am I like kidding? I've
No,
definitely
I
had oh
think
shit
even
moments.
even now, like realizing like what we talked about today with the whole lashes thing and the whole like taking a specific course versus going a
Yeah.
riskier route, like you've come to the realization that like, oh shit, like I maybe could have gone this route or could have gone this route, but I didn't because of this. Like that's even an oh shit moment, I feel like.
Yeah. I'm talking about like I'm thinking like oh shit moment of like pregnancy. Like that's like I feel like that's a oh
Oh.
fuck. Yeah, I feel like that's a oh
I
fuck
thought we talked
for
about this.
me.
It's a yes. It's a
It's a yash, and we're not going to go back to
yeah.
that
Yeah.
because that was an embarrassing moment for me. But you know what? It's
No, it
fine.
wasn't. It was legit. It was like actually the truth.
If
Thank
you
you
wait, if
guys for
yeah,
listening in on our oh shit moments and listening to some of the challenges that we've had to navigate in life, but also the growth that we've had, all the things that we've learned since then. I feel like we're both definitely really trekking on our healing journey. I feel like we're doing good. I'm proud of us.
Definitely are.
Oh,
That
should
much
we take our
want.
last cheers, or are you out?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
out.
she's dry. She's dry, but I got a little swiggy.
I have a
I got
swig,
little
and it's
swig
gonna
in
be
mine.
it's gonna be so strong though.
Yeah, I don't have a bra on
Well,
today, so.
well, cheers. Okay.
Well, cheers. Cheers. It's strong, but it's still good.
It is
I
a good
like it.
tea. It is a
It
good
is a
tea.
good tea. But yeah.
But okay,
Well,
thanks for
thanks for
listening.
joining.
We'll see you guys
Bye,
next week.
everyone.